There was a magnitude 4.8 earthquake in New Jersey today. The map behind me is showing the locations of reports from people that felt shaking from that earthquake. One of those dots is from me because I felt the shaking here in coastal Maryland. Now, why is an earthquake that's a magnitude 4.8 felt so widely? So earthquakes on the East Coast and in the Midwest are typically felt over a much broader area than similarly sized earthquakes on the West Coast, and that's because of the properties of the rocks. On the East Coast and in the Midwest, the rocks are old, cold, and dense, and so they transmit the seismic waves really well. They can go really far. On the West Coast, the rocks are broken up, and so the waves don't travel as well. Are earthquakes in New Jersey common? Well, you probably know the answer to that. And it is that earthquakes of this size are pretty uncommon. Earthquakes in New Jersey happen. Earthquakes up and down the East Coast are actually pretty common. They happen a lot. And most states on the East Coast have at least one or two felt earthquakes every year. Most of the earthquakes that happen on the East Coast are too small for us to feel, but occasionally you'll have an earthquake like this one that is not only felt, but felt over broad distances. Some other ones that have happened recently, there was the magnitude 5.8 in 2011 in Mineral, Virginia. There was a magnitude 4, I think it was in 2017 in Delaware. There have been some earthquake swarms in the Carolinas that were magnitude 2s and 3s that a lot of people felt. So earthquakes on the East Coast happen. This is a great reminder that anywhere can be earthquake country. So if you feel shaking from an earthquake, drop down to the ground, take cover underneath a sturdy object, and hold on until all the shaking has stopped. Now, what can you expect if you live around where this earthquake happened? The USGS has released an aftershock forecast. This takes the best available science and gives us probabilities of what we might expect over the next week or month or year. So over the next week, there's about a 50-50 chance, a little less than 50-50 chance that there could be a magnitude 3 or greater aftershock. There's a very, very slight possibility, 5%, maybe 6%, or even less than that there could be an earthquake larger than the one that just happened. So low probability is not no probability, but it's not something that's keeping me up at night. So just make sure that you know what to do if you feel earthquake shaking, because again, anywhere could be earthquake country. Drop down to the ground, take cover underneath a sturdy object, and hold on until all the shaking has stopped. Go to earthquake.usgs.gov to find more information about this earthquake.